Hey everybody, happy Monday. I just wanted to pop in here really quick so if you have been stuck at a status for a while, or if you've been wanting to reach your next promotion for a long time, this is going to be a video for you, okay? So for those that don't know who I am, my name is Carly Prinz. As you guys pop in, go ahead and put a 1 below. If you're catching the replay, put a 2, okay? I didn't announce ahead of time what time I was going, so chances are most of you are going to watch the replay, okay? So I just wanted to share, I'm just going to jump right in right away. Sherry asked me to pop in here and share a few things. I recently just hit orange status in the month of November, all right? But I wanted to share a little bit of my journey so you guys understand where I'm coming from and how I've kind of come through this process of where I am today, okay? So would you guys like that? Okay, so as you guys pop in, like I said, go ahead and comment below. I'm actually going to swipe the comment sideways, so if you have questions later on, or pop them below and I'll come back to them at the end, okay? I have squirrel brain and I just get distracted. And I also have a raspy voice right now, so if I start coughing, just forgive me, okay? So I started with Unique 5 years ago, actually, all right? And my journey will not be your typical journey like you probably see other people. But I feel like that's where I'm going to connect to a lot of you, okay? Because my journey isn't the typical, I reached black status in a year, or I did this, I did that, or whatever, right? I have a lot of achievements under my belt, and I just wanted to share how a bit of this process has come to be that enabled me to reach orange status last month, okay? So, first of all, like I said, I've been with Unique for 5 years. My name is Carly Prinz, by the way. I don't even know if I said that. And I have 4 kids. I live in Alberta, Canada. I have a super supportive husband and a team of amazing women that back me all the time. So I actually left my nursing career 3 years ago. Hi ladies, how are you? I can see people popping on. I'm just going to swipe the comments sideways for now, but put a 1 below if you're catching it live and put a 2 if you're catching the replay, okay? So I'm just going to carry on and keep going. I left my nursing career of 11 years, 3 years ago actually. I worked on the child adolescent psych unit for 11 years and then did crisis work and emerged as well. But this enabled me to walk away from that profession so that I can spend more time with my kids, have the time freedom that I so desire. If you guys don't know, I have 4 kids that are in hockey and all these different sports. I'm literally at the arena 90% of the time. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I was still nursing and doing my evening and shift work like I had before. So I'm so grateful for this. But through this process, I found my passion and my purpose in this life, all right? And that I want to help as many women do the same, okay? So as you guys pop in, go ahead and say hi, comment below, let me know that you're here, okay? So anybody who's watching, have any of you tried to run for a promotion and didn't hit it? Just like put your hand up below in the comments, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of us have done that. How many of you have felt like you failed at one point or another? Or how many of you have felt like you're stuck in a certain place and you're not really sure how to get out of that? I'm hoping today a few things that I could share with you will help you learn, I think my husband's home, will help you learn the lessons that I've learned a little bit quicker than what I did, okay? So that's my goal today, is if I can help just one of you learn a few things, then that's what I'm going to strive for, okay? So I just want you guys to be open and I want you to know that you're not the only one. I'm just going to be as real and honest and open as I possibly can be with you all, okay? Because I feel like through our vulnerabilities, through our weaknesses, and through our things that we've learned, we can help other people do the same thing, all right? So as you guys are popping in, go ahead and comment below. Like I said, I'm just going to be swiping things sideways, so I won't answer your questions till the end, okay? So I feel like I have to kind of go back a little bit to be able to get to where I am now to continue on with the story, okay? So November 2017, I had a plan, all right? It was my grand plan. I was going to run for purple or black status in the month of November, and that didn't happen, okay? I started September 30th of 2014, hit green status 2015, and I was always the type of person that, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next, right? I'm sure a lot of you are like that. But what's next, right? We wanted the just constantly that, I don't know if it's an overachiever or what you would call it, but we're just ready for the next thing, okay? And that's kind of how I felt. But I had been sitting at beyond orange and some purple, sometimes black numbers for a really long time, and I felt like this was the next step for my team. All right, so November 2017, we had the plan. If you guys remember, they had the bonuses out there that you could get 10,000 US for hitting black status that month, or for maintaining it for the ones I were currently in. So I knew what was on the line. I also knew what was on the line was black status retreat, all those fun things, all those purple status retreat, all that stuff that I knew I wanted to hit, and I felt like I deserved to go to those places. Felt like I worked hard enough for it, and I felt like that was naturally the next step. All right, but as you guys know, things that we think that we deserve or things that we want to strive for don't always happen on the timeline that we decide. All right, and so December 1st rolled around, and we did not hit orange status or purple or black. All right, and I felt like waking up those next few days, I felt like the biggest failure of my entire life. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I literally cried on the couch for a really long time. All right, those 3 days, instead of picking my feet back up, I just felt like I had let so many people down. I felt like I let my team down, my family down, my Y sisters, who they reached their promotions, and I got caught in the trap of comparison of like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I do what they can do? I feel like I put the time in. I feel like I put all this stuff in. What is wrong with me that I can't make this happen? You know what I mean? And so if you guys have felt that way as well, just again, know that you're not alone, okay? So I just I felt like I was at the very bottom looking up at this monstrous mountain that I didn't know how the heck I would ever remotely get out of the hole I was in, let alone on top of that mountain that I knew I wanted to climb, but I didn't have anything left in me to climb it. It felt like it was an easier solution for me to walk away at that time, to walk away instead of sucking it up, pushing my ego aside and climbing that mountain. All right. But ultimately I had to make a decision. I joined this company, or I stayed with this company, for a really long time, obviously, because of how it's made me feel inside and the person I become of it. Right. And I knew deep down that I couldn't walk away from that. All right. I'd come way too far. So I had to make a decision to literally swallow my pride, get back up on my feet, and truly decide on how, the only thing I could control was how I could become better, okay? I couldn't control anything else on my team of who decided to run for this business and who, you know what I mean? I could only control what I could put into this, all right? So I just dove in, learned how, or just did everything I possibly could to become the best version of me that I knew how I could be, okay? So I just wanted to share a few of those things with you and just let you know that through that process over the last couple years, I've learned a few things, and I just wanted to share some of them with you. Okay. I have been on a journey of just like totally surrendering, trusting, and letting go of an idea that I thought, or a timeline that I thought that things should happen on. Okay. I don't know about you guys, if you've ever had that before, or I'm sure a lot of you get so focused on the status that you're wanting to go for. How can I get there? What's next? What's this? Instead of stopping and just enjoying the process. And a lot of us, myself included, and this was the biggest thing, was that I was focusing on what was lacking, what wasn't happening in my business, instead of the small little amazing things that were happening. All right. And so I just wanted to share a couple things with you, okay? So Abraham Hicks' quote, I'm just going to read it, okay? Because it was a light bulb moment for me when I heard it, and I feel like it will be for you guys as well. So he says, the reason you want every single thing that you want is because you think you will feel really good when you get there. But if you don't feel good on your way to there, you can't get there, okay? You have to be satisfied with what is while you're reaching for more. All right, I'm going to repeat that because I really feel like it just needs to sink in to a lot of our brains, okay? So the reason you want every single thing that you want is because you think you will feel really good when you get there. But if you can't feel good on your way to there, you can't get there. You have to be satisfied with what is while you're reaching for more, okay? So I really feel like over the last couple of years, it's been the mindset shift and diving deep into me, my limiting beliefs, the fears I've had, the blocks that have maybe I've set in front of me, and literally just diving in and doing as much as I possibly can for myself, for my mind, to get me where I needed to be in order to be able to receive that gratitude and live in abundance instead of the lack, okay? So Sherry always says, what is for you will not pass you by. And that is literally one of those things that has just stuck with me over the years, you guys, is that what is for you will not pass you by, okay? I actually had, here, I'll talk about the 7 blocks first, and then I'll kind of go into an example that I was going to share with you guys, okay? So, 7 blocks that I feel majority of us incorporate into our business or for ourselves in everyday life, to be honest. And actually, these are blocks that I've kind of written down over the years, but Gabrielle Bernstein in her book, The Super Attractor, talks about it in such a nice way that I loved it, and I just have to share it with you guys, okay? So the 7 blocks, this is from Gabrielle, this is not me, okay? But number 1 was believing in the lack, okay? Believing in or focusing on the lack, the things that aren't happening in your business, in your life, is actually repelling the things that you want, okay? Which is crazy. It decreases your creativity, it decreases your inspiration, and the more that you focus on what's not happening, that more of what not happening is going to happen, okay? Which seems absolutely crazy, but as soon as you focus on the things of abundance, what makes you bring joy, what everything that's cultivating inside of your team, in your life, you're going to create that abundance feeling, and it's going to be amazing, the ripple effect that comes from that, okay? So instead of believing and focusing in the lack, focusing on the abundance, okay? The second one is thinking that there's not enough to go around, okay? We know in this business, and Michelle and Amy are proof of that. They literally live like a block apart from each other and hit black status in the same month, all right? There's more than enough to go around in this business, okay, you guys? Believing that we have to get, that's kind of the mentality that we have to get as much as we can before anyone else does, because we need to get that before the scarcity kind of happens or whatever, right? But there's more than enough that goes around for our entire business. It's just a difference of your mindset and what you're willing to work towards to get there, okay? The third one, and I think this affects every single one of us. If it hasn't, it's going to, all right? And it's comparing ourselves to others, all right? I am fully admitting that I got caught in the trap of comparison of why can't I do what they're doing? I was so frustrated and thinking about that there was something wrong with me, instead of focusing on the gifts and the talents that I have inside of me and honing in on those, all right? And so it's honestly comparing to other people, it reinforces what our own inadequacies, our own insecurities, our own feeling of not being good enough really stems from, right? And it's like that runner's analogy, if you're running a race and you turn sideways to look at where your opponents are in the race, you're not focusing on where you are, you actually lose energy and they're going to blow past you, all right? Stay in your lane, put your blinders on, focus on what you want to achieve. You're the only you that can do this in a way that only you can, and you need to put your blinders on to do it, okay? Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Their story is their story, and you don't know how long they've been working on that, what their story is, what their struggles are. You only see the front line and the highlight of that, all right? Focus on you, where you want to go, what you need to do to get there, and I promise you, you'll get there a heck of a lot sooner, okay? So the fourth one is the need to win at the expense of having fun. All right, honestly, you guys, this business is so darn fun. And if we aren't having fun, what are we here doing? Okay, so I encourage you guys to check in with yourself. All right, if you're not having fun here, why? Okay, when did you lose that spark? What happened, or what have you not been doing in order to keep that spark going? Okay, what's draining you? Who are you surrounding yourself with instead of or what are you surrounding your mind with? Are you pouring belief into you, or are you having those limiting self-talk language going on in your head? All right, so if we're only focusing on, and I'm guilty of this too, and that's why I wanted to share this, if we're only focusing on our success as being a certain status, then we are not going to have happiness and in this business, okay? We're going to have short-term successes, because we all know as soon as you hit the status, those feelings fizzle, and then the work kicks in again, and you got to keep going, you guys, all right? So reaching a certain status isn't going to all of a sudden be the end-all be-all. Reaching black status, like Amy and Michelle just did, is not going to be the end-all. They still have to work their business, all right? And so they still have to find joy in the process of this, all right? I hit orange status last month, and I rang my gratitude bell, and I'll share about that in a second. I'm so grateful for that, and I can't wait for more blessings, but I'm going to sit in this moment and enjoy what just happened, okay? So the fifth one is fearing rejection. And hands up, put your hands up in the comments if this is you as well. people will be paralyzed by the fear of being rejected, and that will keep them small, okay? From some girl in 6th grade that told you weren't good enough, or you weren't pretty enough, or something about you that wasn't good enough, has built these limiting beliefs over the time and we get scared of feeling that way again, of feeling rejected. Somebody said no to you, or somebody didn't invite you to the party. All these limiting beliefs over the time that build up inside of us that create our system and have this protective mode around us, all right? So fearing rejection is legit, you guys. And I promise you, the sooner that you can come to terms with it, or I'll share a little bit of how I or what she talks about in this book, to kind of overcome that, all right? But we see fear of rejection as immediately being a failure or defeated or humiliated. We're humiliated by it, right? Instead, she challenges us to see it as a form of protection, you guys. It must not be for you. Trust that it's not for you, okay? And I'll share a little bit of example, and this comes back to Sherry saying, what is for you will not pass you by, you guys. If it's meant to be for you, it will stay for you, okay? So truly adopt this mindset, and I promise you your life will change. I'll just give you an example, though. I am building a team in Holland right now, and before it opened even, in October, years ago, I had a girl who lived in Canada who was on my team. She moved back to Holland to her family. So the past 3 years, she's been in my team page. We've stayed in connection. And as soon as I found out it was launching in Holland, we've talked for years of this. Can't wait for it to happen. As soon as it launched, I sent her a message, and she was so excited. She started posting right away, got a group going. And then I sent her another message, I think a week or two later, and she had said, oh, by the way, I've decided to join somebody else. All right? And immediately, I know a lot of us would feel rejected, defeat, what the heck? You know what I mean? Again, I could have gone down that spiral thing about, well, who did she join? What's so better about that leader than me? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Do you know what I mean? But instead I chose, and the leaders who I am Y Sisters with, they right away just kind of snapped me back into it and be like, Carly, she wasn't for you. If somebody like that is going to do that to you, you don't want them on your team. And it was such a eye-opening moment, again, for one of those things that what is for you will not pass you by. She's not for me. And they're right. Sorry, I just got a call. I don't want somebody who doesn't have integrity on my team, all right? And so what is for you will not pass you by. Okay, number 6, all right? I got to write these down. Having a need more mentality, all right? How many of us have reached a goal and then right away said, okay, what's next? Instead of sitting in that and appreciating what just happened, being grateful for what just happened, we're already thinking about what's coming next. Instead of just sitting there and really, truly being grateful. You will not be blessed with more if you can't be grateful for what you've already been given, okay? And that is a truth bomb that I had to learn as well. And so it was 100%, all right? You will not be blessed with more if you cannot be grateful for where you are right now, sitting here, okay? And this was something I had to learn. I always felt like I was a positive person, and I know I was. I always felt like I was being grateful, but I really don't think that the voice inside my head was projecting on the same level and frequency, okay? So the 7th one, and I know that this has happened to every single one of us, okay, is the fear of being judged. How many of us stay small, don't do things because we're worried about what other people are going to think of us, okay? But honestly, it comes back to that whole fear of rejection. It's, again, those insecurities and those fears of what we all, we're projecting out there, what we ourselves feel like we lack, all right? What we doubt about ourselves, okay? And I promise you, if you have those people who, don't believe in you, or you feel like they're kind of, weighing you down, or you don't want to step above because of what they're going to think, honestly, the more that you believe in what you do, the more that you put yourself out there, project it, put you out there, they're going to naturally either realize and catch up that, holy, she is amazing. What I do believe in her, because look at how much success she's had. And if they don't get to that point, then you know what? They're probably just going to be out of your life, all right? We've all had those people who are those naysayers, the ones who drain us instead of fill us. And that's just having to have those people in our lives is going to, you got to remember of who the closest 5 people that you surround yourself with is who you're going to raise up with, all right? So if you don't have that group you need to attach yourself to people who are going to fill your cup instead of drain it, all right? Yes, you will not be blessed with more if you can't be grateful for what you have right now. It's honestly, it's like the motto that I live by. So these are some of the mindset shifts that I've had, and I really feel like it has been what's led me to reach orange status. Orange status has been a long time in the making, you guys. I've maintained orange status numbers for well over 2.5 years, okay? That, to me, was important to have that, right? But I don't feel like I was, I felt like because I had seen those numbers for so long, I felt like, okay, purple was already in my mind. I wasn't even being allowing of orange to actually happen. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys or not, but as soon as I made the decision to just be grateful for whatever may come my way and just allow this process to happen, to trust, surrender, and completely let go of any, and not let go of like not trying and all that kind of stuff, but let go of an outcome that I know is going to happen eventually, let go of the timeline in order of when that's going to happen, okay? And I really feel like the biggest thing was just adopting an abundance mindset, you guys. All right. So I don't know if you guys know the leader, Victoria Dumais. She's a Black status. I've never met her, but I would actually love to meet her and just tell her how much she has influenced my business and my life. She is a mindset coach as well, and she's the one that I first heard this gratitude bell from. Okay, so bring gratitude. These are little bells that I make up for my team. You get them on Amazon. Okay, and her idea is that if you can raise your vibration to where you are just living in abundance, where you are so grateful for everything that you've been given. If you can buy your groceries, ring that bell. If you can buy your gas, if you have a vehicle that you can drive, if you have electricity, a hot shower, if you have all these things in your life that you can be so grateful for, ring your bell and you are going to be blessed with more abundance, okay? I'm not fixated on a timeline that Black status is going to happen on, you guys, because I know it's going to happen on a timeline that it's meant to happen, okay? I'm going to focus on how I can be grateful for what I've been given right now, and how that in turn is going to turn into more abundance in my life that I can help bless more people with. And in turn, that's going to help me reach my goals, okay? So abundance and being grateful, all right? Gratitude bell is amazing, and it makes for a great gift for your team. My team does it, my family does it. Anything that we can celebrate it, okay? I'll even send little videos in my chats that I have with my leaders and my team. I'll be like, ringing my gratitude bell for you when you book a party, when you have a sale, all those things. Again, it's going to raise your vibration, okay? If you're saying that you want this, but yet your belief system's down here or your vibration's down here where you don't think you can actually do that, but you want this, it's never going to happen, you guys. That's what happened to me, okay? So if you can meet this here by raising your vibration higher, this is just a physical act that's going to kind of like the bracelet or the elastics on your bracelet to change your habit or whatever, your mindset of thinking of snapping. It's just another physical reminder of what you can and what you're projecting out there, okay? So that one was a huge, huge, huge shift for me, and I really feel like as soon as you can adopt that abundance mindset and being grateful for every single thing that you've been given, it's going to literally change. And I know that sounds almost too simple, you guys, but I just needed to share that with you because I really feel like that is the biggest thing that has changed in my business, okay? And why I was finally able to help my team reach orange status, okay? So the other thing is, and essentially reach them or help them reach green status too. Another thing in my business that I just really wanted to share, back in May, I was working with Sherry, and we decided to, okay, we have the whole soup. I got tons of frontline people. I have a really big team. Who am I going to focus on? Because I feel like, and I know as leaders, we feel like we need to help everybody, or we see the potential in everybody. That's one of my faults, is that I want everyone to succeed. I see how amazing they really could be. But if they don't see that, or if they're not willing to put the work in, you can't drag people for that long, okay? And I was dragging people for far too long that didn't want this. I wanted it more for them than they wanted it for themselves, all right? So, we have our team page of a soup, which I'm sure most of you have, or all of you have. But the biggest thing for me was that, okay, I'm going to handpick 3 to 5 people that I'm going to work with over the next few months, all right? And that's what we did, all right? I instead of trying to feel like I had to be everything to everyone, I focused on a few, literally helped them dive into their teams, hash it out, and that's the team that reached green status, and then another leader under her reached green status, and another leader under her was blue, and all these leaders under them were yellow, okay? So it was having to give myself permission to not be everything for everyone, but to also focus on the ones who are working. And it's okay to choose who you're going to work with now in this period of time. And then now that they've kind of built this, I can choose another leg to work with. All right. So simplifying it, working with fewer. Everyone else has the soup pot. All right. Your runners are going to run and they're naturally going to come sift to the top. All right. So it's finding and sifting and sorting and figuring out who you're going to work with in order to help them grow and essentially reach your goals as well. All right. So you have your gratitude belt. Yeah, I know, right, Brittany? It's amazing. So honestly, you guys, there's no secret sauce for reaching your status promotions. But I really feel that if you can adopt the mindset of gratitude, living in abundance, if you can help serving those around you and not thinking about what's going to happen for you, it's naturally going to happen, okay? The more that you can be of service to other people, literally help them see their goals. You guys know that in this business, it's amazing watching other people have success. That brings me more joy than have my own success, you know? And adopting that mindset, you guys, and I promise you, and honestly, the biggest thing that I can say in this business that I've done over the last 5 years is I've never, ever, ever given up. Even when I felt like I was down in the trenches, even when I felt like, holy crap, how am I going to get out of this hole and up that mountain that seems so far away? All right. I didn't know how I would do it. And I promise you the biggest thing was that I didn't quit. I just kept moving forward and learning all that I could do for me to become a better version of myself. All right. I cannot stress the importance of personal development, you guys. All right. So I hope that this was helpful. I know, you listen to Michelle and Amy's videos as well because they go through more of their tips and that kind of stuff. Mine was more focused on mindset, living in abundance, being grateful for what you've been given in order for that you can be blessed with more. And I promise you, not quitting, putting those blinders on, not worrying about what anybody else is doing. You are the only person here who can do what you can do. What can you bring to the table? Because I promise you, when you focus on the gifts and the talents that you've been blessed with, you will shine, all right? And you will help other people see that in themselves so that they can shine, okay? So I hope that was helpful. I hope you guys have an amazing day. If you have any questions or anything, pop them below. I'd be happy to answer them, okay? Thanks so much, and I will chat with you guys later, okay? Bye.